We are back again after the breakdown in transmission. We are going to continue analyzing the market. Currently, the market is sweeping liquidity a bit before it actually pulls back, and hopefully, let's see what it brings to us. I am hoping we get that pull back into that major point of interest down there, so that we can actually take the trade, or perhaps wait for the market to enter into this good fair value gap here before we can take the trade again. So let's be patient enough to analyze this trade, and as I said, lock in your comments in the comment section and subscribe to QuantCove for us to be able to learn more. Cheers. Let us go into the lower time frame to see how it's playing so well. Wow, that is good. In the 5 minute candle, we can actually see. So you see, look at this, the trade that won previously, or early morning. This is the move. It paused, it moved, it paused, it continued, it moved, it paused again, and then we still have a lot of pauses in there. Is this move going to actually go beyond liquidity, which is here, or it will target its old point of interest? Currently, the market, let's wait for the market to settle. So currently we can see that the market is trading upwards towards this main point of interest, and I'm of the view that there will still be a major pullback before the move upwards. So let's still be patient on the market and see how best the market will play. Based on the fact that the market touched our fair value gap, the short fair value gap here, we can see that the market is attacking its top liquidity from this angle. Super. So this one is also a resistance. And it's serving as a break of structure, because now we can see that all market structure shifts. We can see that it has overtaken that liquidity to the top side. GBP USD today has a very high momentum in the bullish section of the market. So let's pay critical attention to it. We can see major pauses in there with a lot of fair value gaps being left behind. Eventually they will be filled, because as I said, fair value gaps are as a result of the imbalances of the market. So definitely they will be filled, but not today. It may be today, maybe anytime that the market feels like doing. Just that we need to follow structure and make sure that we are on course. As I said, this is not to predict any move. Even the bad trades or the bad setups, we are still analyzing them regardless of the outcome, for us to learn a lot on the market. super move from the market. Wow, what a nice move. Okay, so at least in as much as the market hasn't come back to our other block, which is sitting here as a point of interest, our bullish fair value gap was still valid. So we have another pause on the market and then the momentum, bullish momentum. Now, let's look at what this candle is doing. This candle actually closed on the body of the bullish candle. That means that we have a reversal. Now, let's look at this, giving us another fair value gap. See, fair value gaps are very strong. Other blocks are very strong. But at the moment you are seeing a lot of fair value gaps, just know that you are in for a long run. So this is a bullish fair value gap. And this is what the market has presented to us. Let us be grateful to God for such a wonderful setup. Yeah. So someone says, so should I take the trade when it taps onto my bullish fair value gap? No, hold on. Everything is patient. No trade is still a form of learning. So next time you can learn more from what the trade is offering us. Yeah. So this one we may actually have a lot of like a deep pullback because see we have another fair value gap here. It's no joke. Someone can say I'm trading just fair value gaps, but as I said, not all fair value gaps are what valid. In this case, the top one I would say is not valid because of the way this candle closed. There's liquidity which needs to be retested somewhere, and it is possible to be tested on this fair value gap before going. So let's see how it is. The I think the worst case can be the fact that we will still have a retest here, which possibly may be where the momentum will continue from. Yeah. So let's just hope for the best and see how it's going to go. Guys, so we still continue our live analysis, and based on this setup, it's of my view that it will hit, our order will be filled, and then we'll be able to take the trade from here. On the higher time frame, let's analyze something. I did some setup here on a trend. Let's look at it in this way. GBP USD has actually been trading on uh in a trend line. Let's pick it that way, or let's put it that way. So in a trend line, and based on that, we can clearly see that it is in the uptrend. In as much as we have this huge liquidity up there, what we can also look out for is the fact that it had a low, it had the lower high, which was here, and then it had the low, and then we had another lower high, and then it had its lower low and its lower high, which actually came to its resistance here. It created this resistance. On a higher time frame, I am projecting that based on this structure, because when we look at it, it actually came here and then bounced back. And we are looking out for to retest the resistance level here, which is of a key level here. Is a point of interest for us. So ideally, I am projecting that if the market should go a bit further, then we should look out for, or if the market is able to sustain the bullish momentum, then we should look out for the zone of 1.34881. That's the zone I am looking out for. And on a higher time frame, on the other mark, which is based here, so I have three marks. The three marks I'm looking out for is here. I'm looking out for here, which is the 1.34.885, and then I am also looking at the fact that it could bring us to this zone, which is the 1.35083. And also, furthermore, looking at this point of interest that we have, it has a lot of liquidity in there. I am projecting that we'll be able to hit this mark, which is the 1.35294. This is not a prediction. This is actually based on the setup. Our setup is letting us know that if it should continue its bullish trend, this is what we are looking out for. But if it should reverse, then we are actually going to have a steep downward movement first onto this low, which is the 1.34076, and another low which will be of this mark, which is 1.33672. Now, the final low, which I know when we have a strong bearish momentum may possibly play out, is actually this particular low, which gives us 1.33038. I had a call which actually from a friend who says that we should try and analyze gold for him, and he called concerning the fact that there is NFP, and the truth is, yes, there's NFP today, which I mentioned, and this is one of the good guys that I know in trading and is doing so well. I'm happy he called because he believes that the setups that we've been trading on are of a very good cost. So during this live session, we will actually dive into gold for a while to also analyze to see what the market is presenting to us. But for now, let's go back into our 15 minutes time frame. Awesome, 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 awesome. So this trade has actually started. Yes, yes, yes. So it has started. Currently, there's a fair value gap here, and let's hope that this trade goes in play for us. Other than that, then we hit our stop loss and then we look out for the next trade. So this is a point where I'm also looking for a trade in there, and I am hopeful, not in that way. I'm just hoping that I am not certain. I am hopeful that it will hit our TP, but if it goes in a different direction, so be it. As I said earlier on in the part one of this live trade earlier on, I mentioned that this is actually not to predict the market, but is to learn in all angles whether we make losses or we make profit. So this is what I'm also projecting. So let's sit back and watch how the market is actually going to play. So currently, this is what the market is offering to us. Is it going to continue the trend upwards, or is it going to retest it before it moves upwards? So are we going to have it this way? This is where the market started from. Are we going to have it from the other block here, which is the bearish order block, this particular one, and it will retest somewhere here, seeking for liquidity before it pulls back? Before the major move continues, or are we going to have it straight in there like that? Let's see what the market will offer to us. This is actually the 5 minutes candle, and hopefully the market plays well for us. And bear in mind, this is not a signal channel that is actually going to give you signals to trade. No, this is actually to learn how to trade live and then be able to make some good money. One of the things that I have studied over time is such that the fact that we had a normal 2.5 is to 1 risk to reward ratio. Um, I mean 1 is to 2.5. That's risk to reward, not reward to ratio. Yeah. So not reward to risk. Sorry. So risk to reward. So the 1 is for the risk, and then the 2.5 is to the reward ratio. As long as, in as much as we had that here, and we noticed that the market has a very good setup to give us a higher risk to reward ratio. In this case, we had 6.1 is to 6.93%. So, have you seen how the market is playing right now? After the move started, we had a very good momentum on the market, and now it is pulling back, possibly a retest. Let's see how it goes. That's why our setup shows us that it starts from here, it will go possibly to the upside and then reverse a little bit. Let's see how it goes. If this trade is actually good or not. And as I said earlier on, we are analyzing good trades and bad trades. Okay. Those who miss the trade earlier on, they can take it now because at the end of the day and adjust your stop loss whatsoever it is. And also you can see that um, you can use the same TP, but bear in mind you can also watch it to see if all bullish or all fair value gaps are actually worth taking. You get it? Yeah. Some of us we are already in the trade. Yes, you can also take it if you believe this setup will actually work out. Yeah. My people, so let me tell you something. Today is NFP. I keep saying it. Today is NFP, and something good will happen on the market. We may have some good momentum based on whatever news that comes through. Yet, one thing we should know about NFP is that um, usually when the market is trending now, it pulls back massively before the move. So it actually happens so fast because the NFP market, I mean, the news is actually is almost due. We can see here in the next 44 minutes, which reads here. We are going to have news coming in from the United States of America and then Canada, having both unemployment rate, and then USA has the NFP. Someone may ask, because some people are new traders, what is NFP? NFP is non-farm payroll in an employment report. Sorry, non-farm payroll is an unemployment report released monthly, usually on the first Friday of every month. So if you check it out, today's calendar, we it is 5th of June, and this is the first Friday of June. So this is when NFP takes place and heavily affects the US dollar, the bond market and the stock market. Current current employment statistics (CES) programs from the U.S. Department of Labor Bureau, blah blah blah. You know, that's that. So basically, this is NFP, and it talks about like employment stuff. Yeah. So it is it is a key news that hits the market, and we have um other news too, like the CPI, which also have like a huge impact on the market. So yeah, today is NFP, and as I said, those who re-entered or entered after the pullback or during the pullback should be in profit now. Let's see if we actually make money in this setup. Let's see how it goes. And one thing too is I want to encourage all of us that trading is difficult, yet we should have faith in God, and we should have faith in ourselves too, that we would surely get there. One thing about trading is, since it's difficult, we need to put in a lot of work. So I urge each and everyone to subscribe to the channel, go through the courses that have been recorded for you, learn from the beginner. If you're a newbie, learn from the beginner. And even if you are not a newbie and you still want to learn from the beginner course, go through that place. Maybe you need a little touch up, to structure whatever that you have on the market, like whatever knowledge that you have based on the market, so you'll be able to actually understand more. And then now we do the weekend back testing, which comes off every Saturdays or Sundays, depending on the time we can schedule that. And it's live, so that we'll be able to look out whatever happened previously on the market and be able to see, okay, can we look out for the key zones that the market is actually going to play in? If it goes our way, fine. If it's not in our way, we regroup and we do it well for ourselves. Remember, financial freedom is key, and we need to attain it. So, once again, this is not to predict the market, this is to analyze the market and learn. So, let's hope that as we are analyzing the market, it will go in our favor. I hope so. If it hits stop loss, that is okay. Today, we've had some good streak already, and we are ready and prepared for anything that hits us. Are we into it? So we have here a split screen showing the news. So we are tracking down what time the news is actually going to happen, and we have 37.01 seconds more. And on the left side, we have the trade that we actually just predicted, and it's also in good shape. Currently, it has made some small movement, not up to half, but about 32, yeah, to 35% profit so far. Let's hope it goes in our favor. And all the best to whoever wants to trade in NFT. One thing is, if you know you have small capital, please trade with like don't over leverage, please. These setups are not 100%. These setups are not 100%. Yet we believe in ourselves that whatever we put our mind to, we will achieve it. You get it? So please do not over leverage. And also, these news, they can sweep your account. They can wipe off your account and make it zero for you. Then you have to refund it. So please do not over leverage. If you have good amount of money to play it safe. I always say that, or I recommend that, like if you have about $100 and above up to about 500, stick to the plan and make it maximum 0.2. Maximum. Do not, and take it step by step. If you have 0.2 and you are making what's it called, a 2.5 risk to reward ratio, then I mean the reward side 2.5, so 1 is to 2.5, it should be about $60 up when you hit profit, which makes sense. You don't have to make $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, whatever dollar, like in a higher side. Yeah, like instantly. No, you need to treat the trading as a business. Okay, so let's do it that way. Let's stick to the plan and make it happen. I believe in all of you, and I know we'll make it. This is gold, and we were previously on GBP USD. Now this is gold. Let's see if gold can give us something based on the request that I had from a friend who called. So with gold on the 4 hour, this 4 hour candle, we have the support, and then we have key levels from this place, and then we also have another key level, and then this is the high, the current high that we have on the market, meeting a fair value gap in here. So that one is also a good target. Yet we don't know if it's going to go today or tomorrow. No, we don't know yet. Okay, so we just have to take our time. And one thing is, gold is highly volatile. You don't want to play here if you don't have enough capital. Even if you have enough capital, you don't really know how to trade. Please do not take gold. Please, I am begging you, do not take gold if you don't know how to really trade. Stick to the currencies where you'll be able to manage some losses, with time, so that you don't over leverage and then it will take all your money. Yes, currencies too can wipe off your money if you don't trade them well. But that is also based on when you over leverage. But when you take it slow but sure and you start with currencies, I always say that we should specialize before we actually move on to what is next. Okay. So this is the 4 hour time frame. And then so I can see today gold is bullish. Yes, gold is bullish today, but we don't know to what extent until we do these analysis. So right now we have uh fair value gap, our fair value gap. So this is our fair value gap, and we have um, our sell side liquidity. We have our sell side liquidity down there. Um, or we can just say liquidity. We have liquidity in there. Sorry, let's name it buy side. Sorry. Let's name it liquidity. So this is liquidity. Oh, what's okay? And then we have a trend. The trend, which is on this market or on this gold market, we have a trend, which is from here to here to here to here. This place. So I'm just marking the highs and lows and then the highs and lows so that we can see if there is a pattern that we could actually follow. Right now, we don't know where the market is going, but what we know is that when we see from a higher perspective, we can also see a trend here. We can see a trend here. So there is a trend there, and this is the trend. Bear in mind, we still have some few minutes to go for the NFP, about 30 minutes. So right now we have this, and we have, so this is the trend. This is the trend that we have. Okay. Yeah. So in this case, when we stretch it, you see that it is actually meeting this. That's why our trend line is correct. Okay. So it's from the low to the lower high to the lower low, and then we have a lower high, and then we have the low. So right now, our target based on trading in the zone, our target should be somewhere here. So this is what we are actually targeting. Yet it is not 100% that it will go there, but this is 4 hour time frame, so we need to break it more into the 1 hour time frame to be able to understand what is going on in the market. Based on the 1 hour time frame, what happens is we are seeing momentums based on these candles, and these candles, when we see them continuous like that, that means it's a continuous trend. That means that the pullback will be little other than the regular periods whereby we'll have a lot of pullbacks. Right now we just have this fair value gap in the 1 hour. Okay, we have this fair value gap there. So that is also a very good thing for us to know. And we will see that the fair value gap has been tested. Would it be retested? We don't know yet. But let's jump into the 30 minutes analysis. Okay, right now, as we know, because there's a major news coming up, there's consolidation. So based on this, we have the consolidation. So here, consolidation market. And based on that, we need to look out for where the breakout is. Actually, tried breaking out, but then it's just a sweep. I mean, it's just a fake out. Okay. So now let's go into, we are diving small so that we know where we can get entries and then where we will not be able to get entry. So right now we are looking out for this structure to be broken by this um what's it called, this liquidity up here. So will we have a break of structure here when we are able to move up? Yes. So this one, we should note that based on the consolidation that we have here, we also have a bullish fair value, bullish order block here. So based on that bullish order block that we are seeing here, it is possible that it will touch it and then now bounce back onto the upside. So bullish order block. And this is what we have. Can we get it in a way that it will actually range from here to here and then touch here before actually going here? Let's hope maybe that is what we are. Other than that, it will retest up to the end and then it can actually pull back into the main move. In this case, we have a fair value gap here. This fair value gap. So as I said, the overall bias for gold today is bullish, but that doesn't give us the mandate to actually trade just in a bullish momentum. No. So this is a bearish fair value gap, which must be respected. So when we are able to sweep liquidity from here or break structure from here, then that means that it should be around something like this and possibly this and then hit this. So this is what I'm actually predicting the market to have. Currently, we can see that it has actually touched a bullish order block in the 15 minutes time frame. So in the 15 minutes time frame, we can see that it has actually hit a bullish order block. Yeah, but it is drawing some liquidity up here because the market is consolidating before the major move. As I said, this trade um, is also for us to see if all other blocks are valid or not. Yet we are still in the game. Just some minor setback, regardless of the major trading profit zone that we had. Yeah, so we have 24 minutes more to the NFP, and I hope we see something good today on the market based on our setup. Other than that, as I said, we still have a setup here for GBP USD, waiting for it to come and then land in a bullish order block here, which is clearly here. The previous bearish order block gave us a current bullish order block. So it is likely the market will actually fall down here before continuing its move in whatever setup, with whatever setup that we have here. Yeah. So guys, let's wait patient and see what the market will actually offer to us. This is back to gold. You can see that it's actually reacted, and let's see how it plays. So, based on this, we can clearly see that we are losing out, although we made some good um, winning momentum, yet it's not been in our favor for some time, and it's likely for us to hit stop loss, which is okay. It's a good thing. If it hits stop loss, it's a good thing. If we we get it to go in our favor finally, then it's also a good thing. So let's keep up with it, and then um, we'll be able to see what happens next based on our other setup, waiting for the NFP. All right. We have a few minutes, about 11 minutes, to for NFP to start. And when it starts, you need to expect high volatility moving on the market like real quick, like moving up, up, down, up, down. That is to those who are new to whatever it is on the market, like how um, these news actually affect the market. Yeah, so the volatility will be crazy, But we hope for the best. Let's see how best this setup goes. If it goes in our favor, so be it. If it doesn't, we should also know that this is also to test the fact that not all fair value gaps are to be traded, and we have our main mark here that we are actually waiting for. So, all in all, we are expecting the downtrend for us to have this move and then be able to buy more. You get it? So, if it loses, that's okay. But when we win, we will thank God. Yeah. So we have 9 minutes, 9 minutes, 30 something seconds. Let's stay glued to our seats and expect something good to happen on the market. So we have 6 minutes, let's say 7 minutes. And based on all that we've been through since morning, these are the setups that have actually made it so far. And two more to go for the day. And one is actually for this major pullback. That I'm expecting that if all things being equal, if this trade should fail, it should come to this zone for us to be able to execute, and then we can regain some money from there. Those who made it um, this morning and were able to catch this W move, as I said, this W move. Let's go to the 4 hour, and this W move. Whoever was able to catch into this, congratulations, and I'm proud of you guys. Yeah. But currently, we are waiting for the news to start, and we are on the. Let's scale down to the 15 minutes time frame to see how best the market is going to play for us. Initially, we also try to analyze gold, and then based on the gold analysis, those who are trading gold, this is the gold analysis, and still bullish. Let's go to the 4 hour. Looking out for trading in the zone. So this is actually for us to know that we can trade in a particular zone, and based on this trend line, when we come down to our 15 minutes, whereby we can get our entry, we got some. We got a pullback here into this bullish order block. By then, this red candle had not started. Now we can see a lot of rejection coming up. Gold is just trying to find its way towards the start of the NFP so that we know if it's going to break downwards or it's going to break upwards. As I said in the weekend back testing, we should always make sure that when the market is ranging or is in a particular consolidation pattern, let's wait for the main breakout before we chase the trend. Other than that, we will not know if we are making the right decisions or not. So let us all be patient on the market to see what the market is actually going to do. But if you're already in GBP or you already have a trade running, and possibly you can let it still run, or you can take partial profit if you are not so confident about the news that is going to hit the market. All right. I wish everyone the very best, but this is our setup for the NFP. It is likely we will lose this trade. If it goes in our favor, that is good. But as I keep saying, not all fair value gaps are valid. Not all other blocks are valid. So let's all take that into consideration. And this is for educational purpose and not to predict any move on the market because we feel we know how to predict the market. No, this is for us to learn more. And when you visit the QuantCove channel, you are actually going to see on the courses, there's a button that is written courses. You see the beginner, and then you see the live trade that we started today, and then we will also see the weekend back testing. Let's follow it. Let's share with other people for people to also come and learn trading, how to trade. Yes. So we have a few minutes to go, and in the next 2 minutes or so, NFP starts. Okay, there we go. This is a very good confirmation. Although we made about half profit, but that still does not give us the full profit. And this is to tell us that not all five value gaps are valid. Yeah, so we were wrong and the market took us out in this. But as I said, depending on the risk to reward ratio that you are on, if you over leverage, you lose a lot. If you don't over leverage, you would maintain your capital. And congrats to people who may have taken partial profits because of fear when it got to the half side. Now to the NFP. Great, the NFP has started. Let's see how the market will play. Oh, so it okay. This trade, great. So it has also taken this trade out, and that is okay because at the end of the day, we have some fair value gaps in there which may be tested. Okay, so we've lost two trades in a row, which is okay. It's okay. This is the effect of NFP because you never know where the market is actually going. So sellers have done well and they've made some good money. Yet, um, okay, great. So based on the fib, we are entering into a premium zone. This premium zone will be able to get a bullish trade. In as much as the market we failed on the market. The market did not fail us. We failed on the market based on our prediction. What we can do is we look for a pullback, but we also have to note that so this is gone. This was taken straight up from the NFP news, which is okay. No, let me leave it. There is a bearish fair value gap here. There is a bearish fair value gap here. And one thing we need to know is that whenever, most often than not, when the news or NFP takes a certain direction, the next is a major pullback onto the reversal of that trade or of that setup. So in this case, the W pattern actually played, but didn't give us the opportunity to retest just as we were planning to, because the news had a different agenda altogether. So this is where we are now. We are, it's likely, the NFP is strong. This is how market can actually be when it has a lot of uh, volatility in there based on news. Yes, so in this case, based on this full bullish fair value gap, I am predicting that we can have a pullback into this fair value gap here. So I actually took a trade from here. Let me see, from here, and I'm looking out for this. Based on this setup, I'm hoping that we can actually fill up to somewhere here. So we can stick to the 2.5 as usual. In as much as the news gave us a bearish move, I am still bullish on the market because this is news, and I think based on the move after, it actually moves in our favor. As in, we mostly get the reversal of that structure. So I am still bullish on whatever it is. Let's see how best we can make some money here. Currently in some good profit because I took the trade from this zone, which I made mention that it may retest, or sorry, it may test that zone. There isn't a retest there, it's just a test. Let's see what gold also did. Possibly gold fell. Okay, so now this is where we are getting our breakout. So gold is actually also falling, but then that small fair value gap in there, it tapped it. So since it tapped it, is it going to go in the opposite direction, giving us a bullish or a bearish momentum? This is where the truth comes in. So based on our new trade, we can see that in that fair value gap that we took the trade, we are actually making about 1 over 3 there if we slash it into fractions. So this is what the move is actually doing currently. I want us to have a clear chart to actually analyze what is going on the market. Okay. And we are back to the 4 hour. And based on the 4 hour, let's scale down to 1 hour to see what's actually happening on the market. Okay. All right. We made mention that, let me bring back, these lines back to life. We made mention that that's earlier on, that if it should fail to continue in the bullish trend, we may have to see the move coming into these zones. So let's see how the market actually works out in our favor or not. So with this, we've gotten some trend here. Let's see if it's actually going to play out. Well, this is basically like trading in the zone, but this is not valid. So we got something like this. Are we going to come here or? But then there's a bullish order block here. This, I think, is as a result of the news that came. Of course, it is, because the data is so strong, such that there's a lot of money in the market. They've released a lot of money in the market. The forecast was 85,000 or 85K, but then it ended up giving us uh, almost about times three of it, or some 2.5 of it. Yeah, so we had 172K. Okay, yet the market is still pulling back. Let's see what the market would do. But these fields are based on the imbalances of the market. Look at these continuous trading candles. Let's see how they've actually played. So they are filling in imbalances. So this 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's cool. So most often than not, let us all try to keep our charts very clean so that we can see major moves happening on the market. Yeah. But I think in as much as the afternoon session has not gone our way, we still made some good money in the morning session. There is something that we will be learning. We'll be learning on the cycles of how the market plays in a daily, like in a day-to-day transactions or in a day-to-day trading mentorship that we are having here. We'll learn about the trading cycles, because most often than not, you may have some days, or we may have some days that trading may actually take place and go up, 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 but it is not always up, 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 up till the end of the week. It also pulls back in a certain direction, either ranging or consolidating, or it may actually reverse into the other structure. So we'll be learning about the cycles of the market, and with that one, we'll see how market moves in some number of days, and then the remaining days in the week, how it reverses. So be patient with us at QuantCove, and we are definitely going to get there when we stream that live for everyone to understand what the market structure is actually telling us. Currently, we are on the 1 hour time frame, and in 15 minutes, this candle is going to close. Let's see how it closes. What happens to this zone and this zone when the new candle forms? So let us be patient to see what happens on the market. So, viewers, this is the power of a news. CPI, NFP, and other um, high performance news that may hit the market. This is what happens. Especially when you check the data, you should read more on what is actually going to happen on the news. And we are going to see if, based on the news, the data that came out, is it more than the actual. This is how it works. Based on the forecast of the market, the data that actually drops based on the actual, it affects the market if it should move positively or negative, depending on the type of news. It doesn't mean that when forecast is lower than actual, then on every news, then the market actually drops, and the reverse of it, if forecast is more than the actual, then possibly we are going to the bullish movement. It's not all for um, all the news that comes on the market. let me state something. The market actually proved something, and it came in mind. Let's see what that is. It proved the fact that at the start of a market, we have we have accumulation, manipulation, and then um, distribution. Sorry. So we have AMD, accumulation, distribution, and then sorry, this is my mind cut off something else. Sorry. So this is um consolidation. So AMD, accumulation, manipulation, and then the distribution. So this is what today the market actually proved to us. So whatever that has been gained has been swept off from the market, and this is a strong bearish candle, which is not so good for the market. So let us hope and try another day. But this weekend, we shall see each other at the back test session. Have a wonderful day and cheers. I shall come your way again with another live trading next week. And hopefully we get some good setups in there. But during the weekend back testing, we are going to see how best we can predict what the market will be for next week. Cheers.